10 things you didn't know about Shaquille O'Neal. There is no other retired NBA player who achieved the same level of fame as Shaquille O'Neal. The closest competitor would be Michael Jordan. Shaq has continued to be in the public spotlight even after his professional basketball career came to an end 10 years ago. Thanks to many TV appearances, advertisements, music, and business activities, even though you probably already know a lot about Shaq, it's likely that you don't know why he became one of the most popular athletes in the history of sports. His larger-than-life personality goes hand in hand with his enormous stature, and this is why Shaq has become one of the most popular athletes in the history of the sport. Here are some less well-known facts about one of the most dominant players in the NBA history, who won 4 championships during his stint in the league. Number 1. Shaq in law enforcement. For as long as he could remember, Shaq had tremendous admiration for the police. It has always been his goal in life to wear a police uniform, much like that of his 2 uncles. It so happened that he reached adulthood as a 7-footer, able to wear a wide range of NBA jerseys. But once his playing days were over, he resumed his pursuit of a career in law enforcement. Since he spends most of his time in Atlanta while working for TNT in Orlando, where he owns a 70,000 square foot estate, he decided to become a deputy sheriff in both Georgia and Florida, with the intention of running for sheriff in either county once his TNT employment is complete. But if you're curious to see Shaquille O'Neal in a police uniform, he co-stars with Adam Sandler in the comedy Grown Ups. Number 2. Shaq's biological father abandoned him. The song Biological Didn't Bother from Shaq's second album was an ode to Shaq's adoptive father, Sergeant Philip Harrison. One Troy Biological Didn't Bother, which sampled CL Smooth's Smooth Words, was a form of self-expression for a young Shaquille and a diss track directed at his biological father. James Toney, Shaq's biological father, was arrested for drug use and sent to prison when Shaq was a baby. Toney chose not to get back in touch with Shaq when he was released, so the NBA legend didn't see his father until he was 44 years old. Even though they don't see each other very frequently, Shaquille O'Neal and his biological father now speak on the phone occasionally, and Toney has even met his grandchildren. They reconciled in 2016 and met in a restaurant called Shack Off in Eden, which happened to be below Toney's apartment. Number 3. Has a business empire. In the history of the NBA, Shaq is tied for first place with Jordan, Magic, and now LeBron in terms of money, salary-wise. He ranks 4th all time, but it doesn't even begin to cover what he's made away from the court. According to Shaq, who considers themselves supermarketers, there has never been an advertisement they didn't enjoy. It would be easier to make a list of all the products that Shaq isn't associated with than those he is. Shaq was not just a highly effective marketer, but also an extraordinarily successful investor. Thanks to his inquisitive nature and technological savvy, he was an early backer of tech giants like Google and Apple, as well as emerging industries like esports and fast food giants like Krispy Kreme and Papa John's. Furthermore, Shaq performed just about everything possible in the entertainment industry, from talking basketball with Ernie Kenny and Chuck to acting, rapping, DJing, and producing. In addition, he has boxed 5 rounds with Oscar de la Hoya, driven for a lift incognito, and conducted a classical performance. The Big Diesel is also a business owner with a wide range of holdings. Due to his habit of saving and investing 75% of his income, he now owns several hundred restaurants, gyms, car washes, and other franchises, as well as a minority stake in the Sacramento Kings, whom he once notoriously derided as the Queens during his playing days. The money Shaq is making now far exceeds what he made during his playing days. Number 4. Shaq spent his first million in under an hour. Growing up, Shaquille O'Neal's family didn't have much money, but that all changed when he was picked first overall. In 1992, Shaq made $3 million before taxes as a rookie. He spent nearly half of that in a single day. As soon as Shaq's first Magic paycheck cleared his account, he made a beeline for a Mercedes dealership to purchase a $150,000 black Mercedes with some large rims. On that note, his father questioned him, "Okay, but where's mine?" So Shaq and Sarge Harrison drove their Mercedes back to the showroom and returned with 2 of a kind, along with some clothing, electronics, and gifts for his mother. When Shaq's bank called to tell him that he'd spent nearly half of his rookie salary in one day, he got serious about his financial situation. Number 5. Shaq was recruited by LSU at age 13 when mistaken for a soldier. It's difficult to believe that a person who is 6 feet 8 inches tall and wearing size 17 sneakers is just 13. But that's exactly what happened to Shaq, who Dale Brown mistook for a military recruit. LSU's former basketball coach was named Brown. In West Germany, where Shaquille O'Neal was living at the time, since his father was stationed with the army, Shaq's coach of 25 years, Dale Brown, mistook the 13-year-old for a college student and told him and his family, "You are 13. Take me to your father now." On the spot, he gave him a scholarship offer. 5 years after joining the team as a Tiger, Shaq would spend 3 seasons under Coach Brown's tutelage. Number 6. Shaq has a platinum rap album. In the 1990s, many basketball players aspired to have careers as rap artists. Since the album failed and was called out for having an excessive amount of profanity, many have tried but few have been successful. Kobe Bryant and Chris Webber each tried their hands at rapping. Although Webber would rather forget the whole thing, hope he will come to his senses and understand he needs to leave before he completely destroys his commercial viability. When it came to rapping, Shaq didn't have any of these difficulties and is widely regarded as the greatest NBA rapper of all time. His first album, Shaq Diesel, went platinum and sold over 1 million copies. Hello Physician, Fouch Nickens, is widely regarded as the finest tune to feature Shaq Diesel. My abilities allowed me to make it to number 35 of the Billboard Hot 100. Even though he sold over 2 million records with his 4 albums, he received less than $100,000 from him, demonstrating how studios may exploit young artists. His next album, Shaq Food, The Return, went gold and further confirmed Shaq's significance in the rap game. Number 7. Shaq made just 1 3-pointer in his career. Shaq admires Steph Curry, a contemporary NBA player, because he is brave despite his small stature and is the greatest shooter in NBA history. These are 2 traits that Shaq lacked in his own basketball career when it came to free throws. The big guy had a terrible reputation. O'Neal is a career 1 for 22 from beyond the arc, a shooter with a 52% success percentage from the line. This includes a half-court heave in his final season in Orlando. Number 8. The NBA had to change the rules for bad boards because of him. When discussing the most dominant big man in NBA history, some people claim Wilt Chamberlain, while others say Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq went after him like he had a grudge against it. We discussed how Wilt relied on finger rolls and hook shots instead of his strength in our article about him. To paraphrase Kobe, Shaq had a lot of dog in him and was a savage on the court when he, since he's better than somebody, wanted to embarrass and abuse that person and would often dump people to the ground. And Kobe felt that this level of sheer force was unacceptable. After Shaq broke his second rim in his rookie year, the NBA upgraded the Rams and the Stanchions that supported them specifically for him and his Shaq attack. If you're wondering how many rims Shaq broke in his career, the answer is 19. The proof can be found in his backyard, where Shaq has a tree of broken backboards. Number 9. Shaq has a doctoral degree. Shaq has a plethora of aliases. He became a local hero in Orlando by becoming Superman. He was known as Shaq Diesel, Shaq Fu, and Shaq Lala when he was rapping. The Big Aristotle was his preferred moniker, but he also fancied being known as the Giant Cactus in Arizona and the Big Shamrock for the Celtics. Among the various nicknames he's received, Dr. O'Neal is the one that makes Shaq the happiest. Shaq earned his doctorate in 2012 from Barry University in Miami after completing their online organization of learning and leadership program. As the owner of multiple companies, Shaq could not have chosen a more relevant topic for his doctoral dissertation than the ways in which CEOs and business leaders employ humor in the workplace. That's also the tiger with the most size of the entire planet. Number 10. Shaq recruited Penny Hardaway while filming Blue Chips. A dozen notable basketball figures, including Larry Bird, Kevin Garnett, Bob Cousy, and others, were featured in the film Blue Chips, making it one of the best basketball movies ever made. 3-time Oscar nominee Nick Nolte stars as a college basketball coach who tries to recruit some blue-chip prospects for his struggling team. Shaq plays Neon Bordeaux, and Penny Hardaway plays Butch McRae. After the NBA draft, where Shaq was chosen first overall, he was cast as the lead neon in the film. On the set of the movie, he said yes. He met Penny Hardaway, a college basketball player for the Memphis Tigers, who was gearing up to enter for the upcoming draft. O'Neal, impressed by Penny's abilities, initially suspected that she was an actor. The two became fast friends, and Shaq even advocated for Orlando's management to select Hardaway in the 1993 NBA draft. On draft night, his wish came true when Magic was traded for Hardaway, and the two of them went on to win the 1995 NBA championship. So, did you know these things before? Tell us anything new about Shaq in the comments, and make sure you press the like and subscribe buttons so that you can enjoy more videos in the future.